Good afternoon, everybody, or good morning or good evening, depending on the time zone you're in. This team is very multicultural and we are welcoming people from different parts of the globe. So my name is Roman Leoté. I work at European SchoolNet and I work on this very exciting Impact EdTech program. I'll give you a very short introduction about the program itself and the aim of the webinars before we leave the floor to the Key2Enable team and pilot teacher and mentor. I'm here today with my colleague Tanya. She will be ensuring the moderation during this webinar, and as well as my colleague Sophia. She's in the background and she's ensuring the technicals of the event. Couple of words on Impact EdTech itself. Impact EdTech is a European incubator accelerator for startups and SMEs. We are a consortium of 3 partners. So European SchoolNet is the network of 32 European ministries of education. Our partner ISTI is a worldwide leader in digital education, and Funding Box is an EU expert in funding opportunities and knowledge. Currently, at Impact, we are supporting 43 European digital education innovators via 2 open calls that are open. So first open call is still ongoing. The second open call, as known as Remote Schooling open call, is the one that we are talking about, the one that Enable is a member of, and it's ending at the end of this month. And we also have a third open call that has just opened, and we are welcoming applications. There are 62 days left to apply. So should you be interested and would like to know more, I invite you to visit the Impact EdTech website. Our goal at Impact, well, we have many goals and many ambitions, but amongst these, we aim to enhance learning experiences. We strive to foster personalized and inclusive educational models. And we also aim to open to a new area of more human-centered digital education. So this extraordinary remote schooling open call, so it was launched following the COVID-19 crisis. The world struck the whole world, and it aims to address the challenges that were faced by schools, by learners, by teachers during the COVID-19 crisis. And we found the best innovators with the most innovative solutions to address these different aspects of remote teaching and learning. There were 147 startups that were eligible to apply, and we selected 10 of them, the 10 most promising one, and Key2Enable is one of these 10. It is a solution that truly addresses these COVID-19 related challenges. And Key2Enable, along with the 9 other startups member of the remote schooling open call, were fast-tracked into a 5-month acceleration program. So today's webinar will highlight the great successes and the many insights that the Key2Enable piloting team will share with us today. So very much looking forward to hearing more. What makes us unique at Impact EdTech? So for startups, they get access to equity-free financial support, along with thorough business and educational mentoring. And they also get the chance to pilot their solution in a real educational setting. So from the teachers and the school's point of view, these get access to the most innovative educational technologies available on the market. And they also get to support innovators thanks to the feedback provided. And it helps them greatly, the startups, to improve their solution and finally to achieve EdTech excellency. Thank you very much for bearing with me during this short intro. And if you would like to know more about Impact EdTech, please visit our website or feel free to send me an email directly. I will now leave the floor to Tanya to introduce this Key2Enable webinar, and she will be also moderating the rest of the event. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Roman, for this presentation about Impact EdTech. I can see Marcel over there already showing the Key2Enable solution. So thank you very much to everyone that is attending today's last webinar that marks the end of this series of webinars. I'm here with my coffee already, like after 10 events, I'm already knackered. But I'm happy to close the event with a good note and with a solution like Key2Enable. So today with us, we have Jose as CEO and founder of Key2Enable. We have also Karina as educational mentor and Stella, who is going to talk on behalf of the pilot teachers. If I'm not mistaken, Jose, you need 20 minutes for your presentation?
Yeah, maybe I will do it in 15 minutes and leave like 10 minutes to Karina.
That's great. So, okay, so let's do it like that. We're going to give 15 to 20 minutes to Jose, then 10 to Karina, and another 5, 10 to Stella. And at the end, we're going to come back to have a Q&A. So please, all the participants and attendees, don't hesitate to write your questions on the chat. Roman is going to collect them, and we will ask the questions to the pilot teacher, to the startup, and to the educational mentor at the end. So any doubts or further questions, please write them in the chat. So Jose, the floor is yours, and I'm happy to see you here.
Thank you so much. Let me share my screen. There. Okay, can you all see my screen?
All good.
Yes, sorry. Yeah, all good.
Perfect. Okay, let me put my chronometer here. So my name is Jose Rubincher. I'm here with all Key2Enable team. If I start saying their names, I will stay here like 2 or 3 minutes. So I'm not going to say this now, but you will be able to know all of them. I'm very proud and very honored to be part of IMPACT EdTech. But let me show you what we have been doing. We understand that we need to build the path of people for people with disabilities to thrive, to expand their creativity and their critical thinking ability, to make them communicate, develop their skills, talents, and of course, we have to make them feel empowered and independent. This is one of the most important things that we need to do. And do you believe that we can do this? Let me show you now. So this is Amanda. She's here teaching a kid how to play a game, and she doesn't even know, she cannot even talk, but they are playing, they are engaging, they are doing a lot of things together. And for Sophia, who is learning from Amanda, who was born with cerebral palsy, it doesn't matter if she is a child with disabilities. They are very happy playing together. And this is the most important moment, because Sophia is saying like, okay, I learned with this girl that can't even communicate with me, but of course she can. She can communicate because of this man. Everything started because of Gleason. He was born with cerebral palsy and and graduated from computer science by only using this head pointer. But it took him many years to graduate. So he came up with this great idea to improve his access to the computer. And together with him, we developed KeyX, a keyboard that works with colors and combinations and enables people with physical, motor, and intellectual disabilities to communicate, learn, play, engage, and even work. We developed an essential set of assistive devices that helps children with disabilities that are unable to use computers or smartphones due to motion limitations or lack of fine motor coordination. Our solution KeyX effectively replaces a regular keyboard and mouse and brings digital accessibility to children, and they can use technology with greater autonomy, even by just using eye blinks or slight body gestures like this. I'm going to show you now, for example, Abdullah. He is using a computer for the first time to write the name of his teacher in Arabic. Do you think that he will stop learning? No, because now he's the main actor in his learning process. And now he has autonomy and independence. We also have Julia, for example, that was outside the regular classroom, and now she's inside. Of course, we have the shadow teacher, but now she has, again, autonomy and independence. Here is how she looks very, very, very happy to be inside the classroom. Here she's playing a game. She downloaded Angry Birds because she heard her friends talking about it, and she's the best. She hits the target just by doing some commands in our keyboard. And just to let you know, she was the best math student in 2016 and 2017. Sometimes we find kids like Allison. He was invisible inside the school. And when the solution got to his school and his classroom, he asked his teacher, "Can I write a book?" And his teacher asked him, "But do you have stories to tell us?" And he said, "Yes, I have many." Now Allison is a writer. He's in the 3rd book and he's living there in Brazil, and everybody now knows Allison. Because of that and things that we understood that we make better the communication or the engagement and learning of these children, we developed this educational platform that allows special needs teachers and professionals to create tasks, activities that cater to many different forms of disabilities. They can design them sometimes in less than 5 minutes. And we also have like diagnostic tools for early interventions and much more. And as it works with augmentative and alternative communication, children and adults with autism, Down syndrome, and other intellectual and learning disabilities can start their learning process or improve their skills with our literacy program. Our set of assistive technology composed by hardware and software today attend more than 80% of all disabilities found inside schools. Here, this is the solution that we translated to Spanish. This is some screenshots of the educational platform. Here we have daily activities. We can put anything that we want. Actually, teachers are the one who create this. Teachers are the main actors in this. Why I say that? Because we know when we come with our solution inside the classroom to teach the teachers how to use this with the kids, this is what happens. But this was before COVID, because there we could go to the schools, we could teach them, they could put their hands on all the solution. And of course, everything changed. And we applied to IMPACT EdTech. And IMPACT EdTech gave us a very interesting possibility to have our solution deployed in remote schooling. This was one of the most important things that happened to us during the end of last year and the beginning of this year, because we were already developing our remote schooling platform, and then we could make it really happen. Talking about our experience during the IMPACT EdTech, of course, it has been very valuable for Key2Enable. As a startup company, it gave us the unique opportunity to pilot in 3 European countries, which all have very different cultural learning and business environments. And the pilot helped us to explore the different opportunities that the 3 countries offer, as well become aware, for example, of the respective challenges. Our mentors, pilot schools, and teachers were carefully selected by IMPACT EdTech, and we were very lucky to be working with all of them and share this amazing experience. The pilot allowed us to put our solution into practice during a time that has put to test the traditional way of education. Everybody knows that. And children with disabilities, they were hit especially hard by the pandemic, as they were forced to stay at home and kept away from the special care and attention that they need. Therefore, it was very important to support them with our solution in remote learning. The pandemic has made us develop our online learning platform further. And the pilot helped us to once more prove that it is successful and enable children to progress and grow, even while they are at home. So thanks to the pilot program, we received many valuable feedback, and not only the benefits of our solution, but also on how we can improve it. So One of our main achievements during the pilot program is that we finished the complete development of our solution in Portuguese, Spanish, and in Hebrew. We also developed a set of online tutorials in English, Spanish, that explain how to use both our hardware and software, which will make it easier for all users to learn more about our solution at their pace. We also made significant improvements to our learning platform based on feedback that we received from our pilot teachers. It was very important. We have now finalized and introduced a feature that allows teachers to receive detailed insights into their students' performance while they solving tasks and the learning activities, which helps them to better understand their development. This is one of the most important things that happened because they need results. Moreover, we made the platform easier to use as we improve the way which learning activities and tasks can be shared more easily. We also finished developing our iPhone application, which runs on an iOS operating system. Although we do not need to install anything, but if you have an iPhone or an Android, you may install something. The pilot has helped us to greatly improve our visibility. During the pilot period, for example, we witnessed many new user registrations on our learning platform, a majority of them being teachers from Portugal and Israel. Look at this, from February the 2nd to yesterday, we had an increase of 21,000 users in less than 2 months since we launched the platform like 3 or 4 months ago. The main factors, of course, that made this success were our experienced mentors and the dedication of the teachers. Our educational mentor, Karina Batat, that we will speak in some minutes, and our business mentor, Matt, were both very enthusiastic about our solution. But I will let you decide if you think that Karina and Estella liked our solution or not after they present the solution. Our 3 pilot teachers from Portugal, Spain, and Israel mastered the challenge of testing all the solutions during COVID perfectly and are now important members of our Key2Enable community. And we also want to thank IMPACT EdTech, of course, for all their support throughout the program and all the connections that they gave us. Of course, we have real testimonials, but I like to show the testimonials. So these are one set of the training time that we have with the teachers. And I would like to finish my presentation saying that even though we serve a niche market which does not receive enough attention in the traditional educational system, we all know that, we can make tremendous impact to the lives of our children, teachers, and parents. And we have to remember that each student is unique. And if they have disabilities, they need attention and they need all possible support and encouragement to unfold their true potential. I want to say that if you give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, and you teach a man to fish, you will feed him for a lifetime. But when you give a child with disability a tool that they can learn, be prepared to teach them how to fly. This is Amanda. She learned and she wanted how to fly, and they took her to the sky. So thank you so much for this, and I hope that we have a lot of things to do in the future.
Thank you very much, Jose. That was a truly inspiring presentation. We were already inspired by the solution back when we were selecting the startups, and it's really great to see what you have done in these 5 years. Is what you said, no? It's about motivation and enthusiasm that the whole team had, not only the startup but also the teachers and the educational mentor. And something that I take from your presentation is that it's true. It's a really niche market. It's a really niche thematic that and part of the educational community, but that it shouldn't be like that, because even if it's not the majority or the 100% or 90% of the students, these students still need and deserve all the opportunities we can give them. And Key2Enable is giving them these opportunities, and is what you said, like they couldn't do something before. Oh, I want to write a story, I can't. Well, now you can, right? And it's like trying to improve and just improve ourselves, actually, to take all this bias out of our heads and just help the students to get where they want. Because actually kids are like, are the most motivated little persons on this earth, right? Like when we all grow up, then we start to losing these dreams, but when they're kids is when we have to like really boost their motivation. So thank you very much, because this was a really insightful presentation. We still have a lot of time, so Karina, I'm going to give you like 5 to 10 minutes to present your point of view as educational mentor, and then we will go to Stella. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Tanya. I will share my screen.
Perfect. Thank you. I think Jose needs to stop sharing his screen for you to be able to share yours.
Okay. So Jose, please.
Exactly. Now Jose stopped, so you can.
Yes. I am sharing. It will take a few seconds. It's
Don't
uploading.
Worry. I don't see anything, I think.
No, not yet.
I see the Key2Enable solution down there on Vivian. That I do see, but yeah, I see it in all the cameras right now. Okay, great. Now I feel bad because I don't have mine, but like, you can imagine that this piece of paper is my Key2Enable one. So Karina?
Yes, I
yes,
think
now we got it.
You can see it.
Yes, now we can. Thank you.
Great. So thank you, Jose. I love your presentation. You did a great job. Wow, I can't believe it. We are really in the closing session of our wrap-up event. You can believe it? 5 months like run. So hello, my name is Karina Batat. I'm a teacher in a primary school in Petah Tikva in Israel. I'm also an ICT trainer, and I'm head of Beta School, that is the Future Classroom Lab located in Israel. But for the past 5 months, and most significant, I became Key2Enable educational mentor. So in the next 10 minutes, I will share with you an introduction about the Key2Enable solution, trying not to repeat the great things that Jose presented. I will focus on the solution and the add value of it, and of course on the strengths of the solution, and then I will present you the educational plan, the achievements and insights. You are ready to go? So let's start.
Yes, we're ready.
So let's start with the Key2Enable solution. Key2Enable is a solution, an assistive technology for kids with disability. I call it a complete solution. Maybe the appropriate word is maybe full, but I don't know, meaning that the solution include hardware, the KeyX, and software, online and offline. The hardware itself has a kit of accessories that allow to adapt it to a wide range of physical or motor disabilities, as you can learn here from my slide at the left side. And yes, of course, the solution is all access. The learner or the teacher can access to the solution from computer, laptops, tablets, and you heard from Jose, then also from their iPhones, with possibilities of implementation in class, face-to-face, but also, as Jose says, remotely, how we did it this time because of the pandemic. In addition to the inclusive and the full or complete shell that the solution provides, it promotes 4 main areas of learning toward an independent learner. There are 4 basic skills, okay, including writing and reading and numeracy, the social emotional area, encouraging relationship skills, empathy and collaboration, digital competences, including communication, safety, content creation, problem solving, knowledge on core subjects like math, science, language, you name it. From my pedagogical point of view, and after using the solution in various contexts, I noticed that the solution gives the learner far beyond technology that assists the student physically. Key2Enable is much more than that. It is a new language of learning with patterns to think and create independently. So let's start by looking a little bit at the mentor plan. The mentor plan includes once a week on Tuesday, a session with the pilot teachers devoted to train them on how to use the solution and also to create with them boards and learning activities for their students. In addition, we open with the pilot teacher a WhatsApp group for questions on pedagogical and technical issues, suggestions, pictures from their classes, and of course from the online learning, and for shared activities. Here I share a picture of a Tuesday session. I think that was one of at the beginning when we learned about Simplix, one of the softwares provided by the solution of the educational platform of the Key2Enable. During the pilot, we also continue having coaching sessions devoted to follow up, to make decisions, to design the training session, to document preparation, and of course to some creation. During the pilot, we had 2 evaluation events in addition to the IMPACT EdTech pre and post test. One quantitative test, for the pilot teachers with the aim to evaluate the training process given. And the second was the pilot teacher testimonial, a qualitative tool. The startup team shipped the solution to the countries. Till the end of February, approximately, all the pilot teachers received the solution. The pilot teacher have a very unique profile, and we were three from different countries, as Jose said, Spain, Portugal, and Israel. From the pre-test, we learned that the 3 were technology friendly, meaning they were not afraid of technology at all and felt confident and capable of effectively using assistive technology with their students. The age of the students ranged between 9 to 18. For ethical reasons, we will not share more details about them, and any photos will be taken from behind so as to hide their identity. Another interesting thing that we found in common was that all the pilot students had difficulties in reading and writing independently. About the implementation, we will hear a bit more from Stella, the Israeli pilot teacher. Finally, in terms of achievements and insights, I will outline some of the process achievements. First of all, the startup managed to produce, shipped, and tested the solution in 3 different countries and in 3 different languages: Portuguese, Spanish, and Hebrew. They also managed to create an online playlist, How to Key2Enable, in Spanish and Portuguese, and I will say that the Hebrew version is in its way. The startup also, with the help with the pilot teachers, doubled the content library of their educational platform, also in 3 different languages. According to the pilot teacher, their testimonials, Key2Enable allowed their students to complete independently activities that were hard for them. Activities like writing simple text, computer use, playing games, and communicating. Also, they share with us that the main benefits that the Key2Enable solution has brought to the student life were social interaction, something that was very hard for them before using the solution, also an increase in the level of their motivation to learn, and also the improvement of their communication skills and creativity. Yes, and I will finish my presentation with a huge thank to all of you. First of all, the Key2Enable team for being completely amazing. Jose, Marcelo, Jenna, Viviana, Maisera, Anju, Igon, everyone amazing. A team of great edupreneurs, super committed, with high level of motivation. A team that if we were tested by the grit scale of Angela Duckworth, I'm sure that you will receive the highest level of grit. For those who are not familiar with the concept defined by Angela Duckworth, an American psychologist, grit is a combination of passion and perseverance for a singular important goal. In our case, Key2Enable. So thank you. And of course, I want to thank the pilot teacher, Marcos, Carmelia, and also Stella for their motivation and collaboration. And finally, last but not least, IMPACT EdTech for the whole process, super professional and a very good organizer. Adina, Roman, Alvaro, Maria, Sofia, and if I forget anyone, thank you. Big hand. I really enjoy the whole experience and I learned also a lot. And now I will leave the floor to Stella, the pilot teacher from Israel.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Karina, for this detailed presentation. And Jose and on the whole team, you got all the words there. If you had to have a grade, it would be the top of the grid. So I mean, congratulations to all of you to get that top mark. And I think the words of Karina just show a lot of emotion and a lot of gratitude. So thank you very much to everyone. Yeah, exactly, Marcelo. I'm also about to cry, right? So yeah. So thank you very much. And now we go to the last presenter, to Stella, that is here with us. And I'm going to give you around 5-6 minutes. I hope that is enough. And then therefore we will have some time to have a cozy Q&A at the end. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tanya. And I will also share my presentation. Okay. And we'll go.
Perfect.
So on behalf of my colleagues, our pilot teachers, I want to tell about our experience. So I'm Stella from Israel, and here you can see Marcos and Carmela, and all of us has a KeyX solution. We were very lucky to have it. So I will talk about a little bit about Marcos and Carmela experience, and then I will talk about my experience. So two teachers, Marcos and Carmela, they are special education teachers. For example, Marcos worked with two brothers, 9 and 10 years old, that are diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. And after Marcos implemented the solution, he told that the solution increased a motivation element for his student, and also communication and their autonomy areas, communication skills and autonomy areas of his students were increased. And here we can see his student worked with the solution. Carmela also, she is a special education teacher, and her students liked very much the solution. She had 3 students with cerebral palsy syndrome, and she also told that the app was very useful. It's easy to make games and boards, and it's also very easy to share it and adapt to other languages, English, Portuguese, Hebrew, and of course, it can be implemented also in other languages. The Keys has several functions, and it's very intuitive. It's all more intuitive for kids than for teachers, but together with students, we learned it, and it was a very interesting experience. And parents and therapists in Carmela's school liked the solution very much. About me, here you can see Carmela work with her students, and we can see that they enjoy the solution. In comparison to my colleagues, I am not a special educator teacher. I am a STEM teacher, and I teach biology, chemistry, and physics, but I teach in inclusive school. Our school, in a secondary school in Israel, has classes with regular kids and kids with special needs that study together. For example, in one class of 25 kids, we have 2 or 3 kids with some special needs syndromes, for example, autism, dyslexia, dyscalculia, dysgraphia. So these kids were implemented to test and to learn with solution. Here you can see my students, what they do, they created educational boards and games. First, they see how to learn with solution, and then they created by themselves educational games and boards and share it to the class, and all kids played together, kids with special needs and other kids. So the solution also improved the communication between students with special needs and other students. The solution improves reading skills among students with dyslexia. It improves creativity among kids with special needs. They worked very nice, and if, sometimes they explain how to work to their peers in the class, and the solution improves students' knowledge in a STEM subject character of materials. We began with space topics, and then we learned about materials. So here you can see students who create the game about Minecraft, and this kid with special needs, he has a dyslexia. He wanted to learn by himself, but he worked very nice with the solution. So the solution increased the interest during STEM lessons. It's increased the motivation during STEM lessons, and creativity, and of course, as I told, better understanding of STEM topics. And my personal point of view, I'm an experienced teacher, but for me, this is a unique year because it was my first year in inclusive education, and the solution brought to my class great possibilities. I learned how to include all students in the process, and I understand by myself that these kids can learn together. Of course, we have a personalized learning, but also it can be some simple task with boards and with solution that kids can create by themselves many nice things, and they can share and explain it to their peers, and they can work together. So thank you very much. And if you have any question, you can ask us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh, sorry, I hear myself. Can you? Yeah, great. Can you mute yourself so we don't hear the echo? Yeah, that's amazing. So thank you very much for the presentation, because we could see the different Okay, the thing I don't stop saying today is Key2Enable. I'm not going to forget your solution, guys, after today's webinar, that's for sure. But what I was trying to say is that thank you very much for Stella for your presentation, because we could see how different also the classes and the special needs are addressed in Israel, Portugal, and Spain. Like for example, having like what you said, that you work on a hybrid and on a hybrid school that has in the same class special needs students and students without special needs. So I was really interested, because it's something that you mentioned. It's like depending on the country or depending on the classroom, maybe the special needs are like 1, 2, 3 students, but like are as important as the rest. So I guess that for Marcos, for you, and for Carmelia, the solution was really key to keep on teaching these students. So now we're almost at the end. We're gonna spend 2-3 minutes, so we're not gonna finish at 45 in case like we have so many questions. So I'm going to ask everyone, like everyone on the Key2Enable team, and also the Stella and Karina, and if we have the other teachers here, Carmelia and Marcos, also I'm going to invite you to turn on your cameras so we can be all together here in the teams, and we can have a chat, a cozier chat. Okay, so we can address all the questions. So for the rest of the participants, don't hesitate to ask your questions. And I'm going to start with a question for Jose or for the team of Key2Enable, whoever wants to answer it. So if you had to, like, for example, tell us what was your lesson learned or your greatest accomplishment as a startup during these 5 months of Impact EdTech, what would it be? What would you tell us as a team, as a big team that I can see everyone there, I can see, and I think I'm really happy, by the way, and thank you all for being here, because I think it's the first startup who has come with the whole team. Right? I mean, some of them send 1 or 2 representatives. Like here, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, like, it's amazing. So yeah, a lesson learned or a compliment.
I just wanted to say something about the team. You know, it's not like it's everyday meeting. They are all in the meeting. We are a team. We are more than a team. We are a family. You know, Key2Enable, it's like a language. You know, we think Key2Enable, we do Key2Enable. It's something that connects.
T-shirt Key2Enable, right? Like T-shirt Key2Enable. Yeah, I can see that, Marcelo. I can see that.
So Tanya, what I will answer, because they are already answering for me. This is passion. What I learned is, of course, we had some issues with the logistics, but this is just something, you know, just it's very small. Problems are there. We have we can solve them, but we learned that we can do much better, and we are humble enough to understand that teachers, they were always our they were the ones who helped us with all the solutions since the beginning, since the hardware. Then we went to the software, and Vivia is saying yes because she was there and she knows that it happened. And I liked the way that we were welcome in these new countries. So it was very important for Key2Enable as a team, as a product, and for our future, that we understood that we can continue. We can go to other countries. Of course, we will go first to Spain and Portugal and Israel very soon, but we will keep going.
Well, of course, you have to go there first. If not, I mean, you're gonna have teachers following you for the rest of your life. You're not going to be able to escape.
Tanya,
one word.
Tanya,
Yeah, sorry,
I want
Karina.
to add something about their
their
state of mind. You know, also Jose, Marcelo, Viviana, Jenna, they were problems, but for them they are challenges. So, you know, the state of mind of, okay, we will achieve that. It's just a challenge. It's not a problem. You always feel motivated. You always have somewhere to, to go forward. So that it's super important for a startup. you know, that you every day meet another challenge. So I think that their mindset it's unique, you know, it's really unique.
I get it, like not treating problems or obstacles as problems themselves, not even calling them that, because once you call them, once you give a name to something, it actually becomes a problem. So if you call it a challenge, it will always be a challenge. One of the things I take from Jose's speech is passion. And I can see that passion today. I mean, that's the thing I take home. Like there's a lot of passion in this team, and there's also a lot of passion between the educational mentors and the teachers. And that was all also, I guess, really necessary, because in the end, the IMPACT EdTech program was only the tool or the platform for you to meet. But actually, what comes out of it is up to you guys. It's up to how motivated or passionate or really invested you are, because we were not there controlling or anything. And for the attendees, we were not part of their bilateral meetings, for example. So, I mean, that's something that connected you, like the passion for the product and also the passion for what the product can do to these kids. So that's amazing.
The big passion is for the mission, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a mission. The mission to be inclusive, the mission to let all the students the same possibilities. That's, I think, the biggest passion, and that's what get them forward and forward. Yeah. Israel, Spain, Portugal, India, you name it.
I mean, Jose, I think you have to hire Karina for marketing or public affairs right now, press or something, because that's like a best asset on your team.
Why you think that I'm going into Israel first?
Exactly. That was it.
The doors to open, and then I will.
So one question for the teachers, for Carmelia and Stella, that I see you here. So if after using this solution, after using Key2Enable, do you think that it changed the way you teach your students and is going to change the way you teach future generations? So would you say that there was a before and after?
Okay, I can answer. The solution makes our classes to be, our students to be more independent, and all teaching process move to their work. Kids are in the center of the class, and teacher stand aside and guide them, and not stand next to the board and teach them. So it's give them more independent skills and a lot of creativity, because they can create whatever they want with the solution. And of course, if they have any difficulties, we as the teachers can help them. So I think that's a great point. We can achieve 21st century skills with the solution. And especially for me, it was very interesting to see how kids with special needs can be embedded to teaching learning process with all class. And I think I will take this solution to my classes, because I teach a few science topic, and also to transfer it to my colleagues in my school, because I think it's fit every topic, also humanities and art and math, everything.
One thing that you said, like one word, sorry, I can hear myself again. One word that you said is embedded. So like inclusion, like it's embedded, like the teaching to these kids is embedded in the curriculum, it's embedded in your teaching methods, and it's not treated as a exceptional or something different or something that has to be treated apart. And that's what inclusion is all about. And I think that for that Key2Enable, it's really like important to embed it in society and not treat it something like it's different. And Carmelia, if you want to take the floor also to tell us if there is a before and after in your teaching methods.
Yes, I just want to say it's a great solution. There's before and after. For sure. It was a pleasure to work with all this team and to learn with this solution. My students they think this is great. I just want to say that. Okay.
Thank you very much, Carmelia.
Just adding to
go ahead.
Carmelia talks a lot in Portuguese. We
just
have
just
training.
little bit.
And it's amazing. They talk a lot. So she introduced us to, like, I think 20 teachers in Portugal, and they were the ones who made it boom.
Yes.
Thank you, Carmen.
Well, Carmelia, you can also be hired in the marketing department. So that's all about it. So just a quick question, Jose, for the startup team, and then we will have to close the webinar. Do you ship everywhere, Europe and beyond?
Yes, we can do it.
Okay,
Of
perfect.
course, each place has its logistics. You know, we have to understand it better, but it's okay. Now we learned a lot from this pilot.
Okay, so for the attendees to know. And just a quick, like a last question, and then we have to close. We run out of time, but it's okay when we're all that passionate. If you all had to define this experience with Key2Enable and the piloting phase of IMPACT EdTech with one word, which word would you choose? And Marcelo, I want all your team also to take the floor, and Anu and Vivian, so feel free. I mean, I'm going to target. Marcelo, go first. One word.
One word.
It's okay. We can listen to you. No. Now we can.
Now.
One word.
Today it's happiness, because everything that we saw about all of you showing what we came for, for me it's we are very happy on this. Thank you all.
Thank you to you for being here. So happiness. Anu, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, I'm sorry.